Good afternoon, everyone. I will present our group project. We have two people in our group. Now, I'm the first group member, Yang Zongkai, and I will introduce about the primary education. I will cover 4 points to introduce the primary education. The first point is definition. The second one is importance. The third one is how to improve, and the last one is the influence to nowadays society. Now, let's move on to the first point, definition. Primary education is typically the first stage of formal education, coming after preschool and before secondary school. Primary education takes place in primary school, the elementary school, or first and middle school depending on the location. Second, importance. Primary education is the foremost and basic right of every child. It is the first step in making of character of child. The role of primary education is to ensure born-based learning of the child. This includes development of social, cognitive, cultural, emotion, and physical skills. This education should be delivered keeping information and entertainment hand in hand. Attention span of this age is not more than 5 to 6 minutes, which is extremely less in comprehension to adults. Activities and lessons should also be planned in such way that it could keep them engaged and hold there for as long as possible. Primary schools should aim to provide rich, stimulating and caring environment in which the child feels happy, safe, secure, and confident. Learning at this young age should give birth to creative and incredible minds. Being a mother of 1.5-year-old child, it's important to begin with these years of per school for within few months. We are excited and have decided to look for following things to give good kid to academic life. Now, let's move on to the next point. How to improve the primary education. I will show you the 4 ways to tell you how to improve it. Now, for the first way, help school tackle education disadvantages and close the attainment gap. You can find some excellent teachers to guide those poor students how to learn it well, so as to effectively improve the quality of education. The second way to improve. Give children a real say in their learning. What does that mean? It means we must make the interest in study, as the saying goes. Interest is the best teacher. Once they are interested in study, they could learn a lot and have some say in their study. The third way to improve the education is primary education should not just be about preparing children for secondary school. Primary education is more than just a preparation for secondary school. As the saying goes, there's no end to learning. What they learn here is not only knowledge, such as the way to deal with people, learn how to manage themselves, how to maintain their social circle, and so on. Now, for the last way to improve the primary education is make breadth and balance more than a slogan. Take seriously the curriculum beyond the 3Rs. While primary schools must and do insist on the importance of literacy and numeracy, they should also lay foundations in their areas. In spoken language, science, the arts, the humanities, and in physics, emotions, and moral development and lived experience. These are their different ways, no less important for children's future learning, choices, and lives. They might actually make children more secondary ready than the 3Rs alone. If you understand these 4 ways to improve the primary education, I think you will learn a lot from my introduction. Now let's move on to the last point. The influence in nowadays society. I list 2 influences for the primary education. The first one, basic education is very helpful to the development of students' brain power. In this stage of human brain development, the more we learn, the better the brain force and neurons will develop, and the more intelligent we will be. The second influence is pull open learning distance between people. After all, higher education is impossible, and everybody can enjoy this requires a certain evaluation criteria. These subjects can clear to the people to judge standard to distinguish between people learning level. Although such division is too rough, also have a chance to meet some talent student. I think there's also have another more influence about the primary education. Now, I have already introduced 2 influence about it. Thank you. That's all for introduction of the primary education. Thank you for listening.